Hello. We're here with a somber edition, somber news break, talking about the death of Taylor Hawkins, drummer for the Foo Fighters. Taylor Hawkins died at 50 while they were on tour in Colombia. I'm going to read the statement issued by the band, courtesy of Revolver. It's also listed. It's also on their Twitter page. It is with great sadness that the Foo Fighters confirmed the cancellation of all upcoming tour dates in light of the staggering loss of our brother Taylor Hawkins. We're sorry for and share in the disappointment that we won't be seeing one another as planned. Instead, let's take this time to grieve, to heal, to pull our loved ones close, and to appreciate all the music and memories we've made together. With love, Foo Fighters. Tributes have been kind of coming out everywhere. Lars Ulrich did a tribute. He's talking about how all the drummers stick together. He did a big post on his Instagram page. And I'm a quote from him. He says, quote, "Your phone call a week ago touched and inspired me. Will always be appreciative for you championing our community as in your parting words. Drummers stick together. Damn right, brother. Except now the community is lesser without you. Rest in peace." A lot of people have been doing tributes. Stevie Nicks did like this really heartfelt tribute where she shared some pictures that she had from when they were at Dave's studio. Wolfgang Van Halen has been doing several tributes to Taylor. And he may even play one. He's going to be at the plant in Dothan here soon, so check that out. It's Brian May said some things. Jane Whelan said something. Rockville commented on the passing of Taylor Hawkins. That show is 2 months out, so they've got to find another headliner. That show is fairly stacked. Black Label Society, Kiss, Korn's on that show, Guns N' Roses is on that Saturday, Shinedown, Rise Against, Megadeth is on that Friday, Breaking Benjamin's on that Friday. It's a huge show. He touched a lot of people on top of being in the biggest band in the world. But everybody keeps talking about how down to earth he was. Nobody had a bad word to say about him. Doing some research, I mean, he struggled. I mean, you never know what anybody's struggling with. He struggled with addiction for a long time. He had an OD in 2001, and I think the band survived that. They drew closer together. It's been a rough stretch of time here for drummers. We just lost Charlie Watt a couple months ago. Phil Collins just played his last show on Saturday, as a matter of fact. His son played most of that tour. And that was kind of that's ironic in a way. It's a tough loss. It's a big hit for music in general. I didn't realize just how talented he was until I'd heard him singing some stuff off and on. I watched part of their last performance, which is up on YouTube. I may also link to the entire concert in the description box. It's 2 hours. Much like a lot of other bands in similar situations, it's always eerie. That when I look over that show, that band was at the top of their game. And when you go back and watch Taylor's performance of a rendition of Queen's "Somebody to Love," you're just like, that guy is uber talented. He's got a great voice. He's got that. He looks like what everybody thought Axl. I'm watching this performance, and he's doing the thing, and I'm like, that's what people imagine Axel would look like at 50. He's got that kind of charisma, and I can understand why him and Dave Grohl were best friends. They ended up, they're similar guys with similar backgrounds, and they kind of understood where they were at. I began to worry about that band after they got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because I was like, that's their first ballot. That's kind of a little early, but okay. And then there was this interview that Dave did, I think, with Colbert, but it had been talked about in other outlets that he has a substantial amount of hearing loss. So it's like, how long is this band really going to stay on its feet? Like, what's going to happen? And they're doing this new tour, and they've got a new record, I think, coming out this fall, as a matter of fact, I want to think. Or that might have been the record that they have out might be the record they were touring in support of, but rough. Very rough. I guess my thoughts and prayers are going to go out to the Foo Fighters themselves, to Foo Fighters fans. I'm one of them. And it's just, you never know. You never know when your number's up. You just never know. I mean, I've ignored looking over the reports and all that. It's just, I would prefer to remember the fact. I will close with this. So I read this kind of really heartfelt tribute by Jason Bonham, the son of John Bonham. And he was just, the thing he said that gutted me. He's like, well, give my dad a hug for me. And I was like, oh, I was gutted by that as a Zeppelin fan. Just as because they were a dad band, so they all have kids, and that just the loss to me is just unimaginable. So Godspeed. That's it. That's all I got for this episode of Mixtapes and Mistakes. Hope I come back with a newsbreaker, brighter news. Thanks.